It's Thursday, October 22nd, 2015, and this is What Did I Miss? The show that brings you everything that was interesting on the internet today so that you don't have to. If you like what I do here and want to show your support, be sure to subscribe to the channel and share the video with all of your friends. You guys are the reason I do this show, and you are the reason for it growing. Without further ado, let's do this. Practical jokes have an affinity for going perfect or going so wrong that someone ends up getting hurt or even goes to jail. A college student at the University of Miami thought it would be hilarious to prank the dorm inspectors during a routine inspection. He placed lines of powdered sugar on the table to represent lines of cocaine. The student, Jonathan Harrington, knew they would field test the white powder and come up with the result that it was merely sugar. The issue is that the field testing kits are notorious for coming up with false positives, and the sugar was determined to be cocaine. Obviously, he was charged with things like possession and even threatened to be expelled from the college, but it was finally resolved this week as lab tests proved his innocence. Harrington hinted at a civil case when he said, "Only the criminal case has been resolved." Makes you think twice about baking cookies in your dorm room, huh? A not-so-bright look at our generation's future. Recent research has predicted that current college graduates may not be able to retire until the ripe old age of 75. The research is blaming increased student loan debt, the rise in rent prices, and the generalized fear and lack of investing. Essentially, the disparity between the cost of living and the amount of money earned once one graduates makes it difficult to save money early on in your career. The advice given to students was to save or invest 10 to 20% of their earnings. For the majority of students, though, this isn't feasible, as most say they aren't earning enough to meet their bare minimum responsibilities. The study offered up solutions like living with a roommate or family to offset costs to make saving possible. So what job do you plan on having when you're 75? Leave your answers in the comments below. I never thought I'd say this, but the US needs to take a lesson from Iceland. A few high-profile court cases in Iceland have ended, resulting in 26 bankers who were said to be involved in the financial collapse of 2008 getting up to 6 years in prison. The cases included top managers of two of the largest banks in Iceland, and one prominent investor who engaged in practices said to contribute to the collapse. In the US, not one banking executive has been sent to jail in relation to the 2008 financial crisis. In fact, the US has done the complete opposite, offering the $700 billion bank bailout. In addition to TARP bailouts, which some executive recipients of still received bonuses. How do I get a business that qualifies as too big to fail? Sign me up for one of those. Give me some of that government money. A settlement has been reached in a case involving questionable practices by Nevada psychiatric hospitals. San Francisco filed the lawsuit nearly 2 years ago because psych patients from Nevada were ending up in San Francisco. Over the past 5 years, the state of Nevada has transferred roughly 1,500 patients to other states, including 500 patients that they sent by way of Greyhound bus to various cities and counties in California. The patients were sent with no plans of treatment or living arrangements. Nevada is calling the lawsuit hypocritical, as San Francisco has a program to send homeless and other vulnerable citizens to other states. But the difference in that program is those being sent are being reunited with family and friends, and they are medically stable and sober. The lawsuit resulted in $400,000 in damages for the city of San Francisco. How do you just round up psych patients and just send them to another state? You just put them on a bus and bon voyage. If only you could solve all your problems like that. An annoying coworker. Hey, I got this bus ticket for you. Annoying relative. Hey, I hear Canada is beautiful this time of year. Yesterday was Back to the Future Day, and we didn't see Marty or Doc or any rifts in the space-time continuum. In fact, the Cubs lost yesterday, so they will not be playing in the World Series. Disappointing, I know. But in a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy, Nike has taken it upon themselves to make those self-lacing shoes. They won't be available till next year, however, they do have a prototype that they brought to Michael J. Fox, and he tried them on. I'm including that link in the description below. The popular eatery Subway has been in the news for some not-so-great reasons in the past couple years. One of the most notable stories was when that picture went viral, showing that the $5 footlong that was advertised only measured to 11 inches. Well, a settlement has been reached with Subway that includes an agreement for the franchise to measure their 6-inch and foot-long subs. This is to ensure that the advertised size matches the size that is provided by the stores. Subway will also carry out inspections and find locations that are not meeting the standard. This is not the first time that someone's been called out for not knowing what 12 inches is. And that's all I have for today. If you'd like to learn more about anything I talked about, the links are in the description below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and please please share the video with everyone you know. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow when you ask yourself, what did I miss?